Hello Year 6, welcome to lesson 3 of our Healthy Bodies unit, and as usual let's start with some total recall. Here are 4 questions from previous learning. Pause the video and have a go. Here are the answers. So the role of the skeleton is to protect organs and help support our body. The producer in this food chain would be the tree. Producers create their own food. The prey would be the giraffe and the predator would be the lion because predator eats prey. Friction is a force between two surfaces that are sliding or trying to slide across each other, and natural selection is when the best adapted living things are able to survive in their environment. Great job if you got some or all of those correct. Very neatly then, can you please write today's short date title and WILF in your books and then have a quick read of what we are getting up to. So today's learning power focus is absorption. I know doing lessons, engaging through a computer screen is much more challenging than it is in the classroom. Okay, but you've all been amazing so far. Keep that resilience, keep that perseverance, that growth mindset up, and particularly for today's lesson, absorption. A lot of knowledge in today's lesson, but you're going to need that knowledge in preparation for next week's investigation. Last lesson then we looked at carbohydrates, proteins, fats, fibre and minerals and what they provide for our bodies. Have a quick read in your book of last week's work to remind yourself of what those do. We also looked at food labels and how food labels provide us with information about things such as how much fat is in a food type, which allows us to make a sensible decision about what we are eating. So they're really informative. Today though, we know we need to eat and drink in order to survive, but how does our body transport the nutrients we take from our food and give it to the rest of our body? So it is our circulatory system that transports water and nutrients to the rest of our body. This is a system of tubes which carry blood around the body. When you digest food, your small intestine absorbs the nutrients from your food and passes them into the bloodstream. We know that from year 4. And then the circulatory system carries the blood and therefore the nutrients to all the parts of the body where it is needed. And the 2 organs associated with the circulatory system are the heart and lungs. And we're going to learn about those both in detail. So the lungs, I'm going to pause the video, have a read of that information. And the heart, I'll read this. The heart is a muscle that is located between the lungs just to the left of the center of the chest. The function of the heart is to pump blood around the body so that the oxygen in the blood, which is taken from the lungs, can be delivered to the rest of the body. Blood vessels called arteries carry blood full of oxygen to the rest of the body. Veins carry the blood back to the heart once the oxygen has been delivered. That's really important. Arteries carry oxygenated blood away from the heart to the rest of the body. Veins carry the blood back once it's been oxygenated in the lungs again. There are lots of tiny tubes called capillaries which make sure that the oxygen in the blood gets to every part of the body. You need it in your toes, your fingers, your head, everywhere. So have a look at this diagram. This diagram shows the circulatory system. The red tubes are the arteries that deliver the oxygen and nutrients to the different parts of the body. The blue tubes are the veins which take the blood back to the heart. This is really important to remember. Every time your heart beats, the muscle is contracting to pump blood around the body. The heart pumps continuously because of signals from the brain. You don't need to think about your heart beating, it just does it. Remember, pause the video at any point where you want to read the information yourself or even rewind and listen to it again. We're going to watch a video now, which just gives you that information in a visual format.
What's that sound? It's a human heartbeat. Your heart never stops beating, whether you're running a race or you're fast asleep. A heartbeat is the sound of your heart squeezing together as it pumps blood around your body. Your heart is actually a very strong muscle, about the size of your fist. It has two sides with hollow compartments. The job of the left side is to receive blood rich in oxygen from the lungs and pump it all around the body. The blood vessels, or tubes, carrying blood away from the heart are called arteries. The arteries divide into smaller vessels called capillaries. They need to be incredibly small so that the oxygenated blood can reach all of your cells. The blood that flows back from these cells is rich in a waste gas called carbon dioxide. It returns to the right side of the heart through blood vessels called veins. The blood is then pumped to the lungs to get rid of the carbon dioxide and pick up more oxygen. Your heart and your blood vessels are known as your circulatory system. Your heart beats without you even having to think about it. It beats 100,000 times a day. That's more than 3 billion heartbeats in a lifetime.
Okay. There we go. Again, rewind if you want to and watch the video again. Here is a detailed image of the heart. And you can see the scientific names for lots of the important arteries and veins. For example, the aorta is a very important artery, and the vena cava is a very important vein. And it even tells you where they go. So this diagram shows the different chambers, veins and arteries that make up the heart. The red parts of the heart show the oxygenated blood with oxygen in it from the lungs. The blue parts show the deoxygenated blood that doesn't have oxygen in it because the oxygen has been delivered to different parts of the bodies. Now, did you notice that there are blue arteries and red veins? These blood vessels are the exception to the rule. The pulmonary vein is oxygenated, unlike other veins, because it carries blood from the lungs to the heart. The pulmonary artery carries deoxygenated blood from the heart to the lungs. So those are the only exception to the rule of the red parts being oxygenated and the blue parts being deoxygenated. Every time your heart beats, it pumps blood around your body, and you can feel this at different pulse points. The best place to feel your pulse is in your wrist. Now, this is important for next week, actually. So have a go at finding your pulse now. Look at the image. Look at how they're using their fingers and where they're holding and pressing. And can you count how many times per minute your heart beats? Pause the video and have a go. If you struggled, perhaps ask somebody at home to give you some support there. Don't worry if you didn't manage it. So on to our tasks for today then. Bronze, you're going to draw the heart and label the different parts. Now, I'm going to leave it on a screen in a moment with an image of the heart. Okay, you don't have to remember that from memory. There is a support sheet that actually bronze, silver and gold can all use. But bronze, you're just drawing the heart and labelling the important parts. I'll reveal the answers later on in the video so you can check. Silver, the same as bronze, so draw the heart and label the different parts, but can you also then write a short paragraph of how the circulatory system works? And gold, the same as silver, plus add some extra information about the role of the lungs. So those are your tasks. I'm going to pause it on here, and you can pause as well, and have a go at that, remembering that there is a support sheet if you need it. Be back in a moment with the answers. Okay, so hopefully you've had a really good go at that. I'm not looking for the best artist. I'm just looking for those that have put in the effort to make it accurate. Now, here's what you could have labelled your heart with. Don't worry if you didn't get all of them. As long as you got a few, that's a really great effort. And then silvers and golds, your teachers will have a look at your extra information about that. But very technical today, very technical, with lots of small parts of information, which can make it seem a little bit tricky. But overall, we just need to understand the role of the heart and how the circulatory system works. So to finish, do you think all animals have a circulatory system like ours with a heart, veins and arteries? Interesting question. Pause the video and have a think. Okay, well, have a read of this page and it will answer that question with some really interesting information. Well done for today's lesson. As I've said, it was very technical. It's very difficult trying to remember all the different parts of the heart. But I think overall, as long as you know what the circulatory system does, what makes up the circulatory system, then you've done a really fantastic job. And it's going to lead on to next week's investigation very well. Great effort. Take care.